Welcome, everybody, to Dark Winter Radio, your tri-weekly podcast show about the Division and anything else related to the Division with news and whatnot. I am one of your co-hosts of Dark Winter Radio, Wolf of Cherno. I also manage the Dark Winter Radio graphic design portion as well as being a co-host. And I'm here with my other co-host, Patrick. Introduce yourself, sir.
Yo, what up, everybody? It's Patrick here. I am the PR marketing dude of Dark Winter Radio, and I also own the Division Australia.
And we're also joined by three guest hosts today. We got Matt Shields over there, famous cosplayer of the Division.
Thank you.
And we're also joined by DB the Division, or DB Dave, also known as. He is also a famous Division cosplayer and star player as well.
G'day, thank you.
And we're also joined by Terry Lee Dick, a.k.a. Beta53, one of our friends that is a new guest host on the show. So introduce yourself, man. Say hello.
Hello, everyone.
And now on episode 6 today, this is our 6th episode of DWR, the 5th one that was not deleted. So episode 1 will forever be lost. Sorry, guys. It was a shitty episode anyway. We didn't need it. So today we're going to be talking about our... Thank you. So today we're going to be talking about our experiences with Survival since it's been out for a solid week or so now. But first things first, we have some news that dropped yesterday. Well, not yesterday. It dropped last week, but it came out yesterday. 1.5 released on PS4, which a lot of players were happy, but yet they were also salty because Survival is going to be releasing on December 20th for them still. So I feel bad for those guys. I'm sorry, but it's all about that Xbox deal, and I don't know how that relates to PC, but they're just still mad about that.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't think it's an Xbox deal. I think it's Microsoft in general. That's how.
Yeah, they own the Division.
Yeah, that's all the marketing goes.
They paid to get that earlier access.
Yeah.
Or exclusivity for limited time.
Mm-hmm. So today, starting off with Survival stories, which is the title in the video, is our post impressions of Survival. Patrick and I played last week, if any of you watched the live stream for that. Oh, Crying Kraken is in here. The Frenchiest fry, welcome. Yeah, Patrick and I played last week, and we had a really good time with it, actually. We had 2 or 3 games, and I think they went fairly well, to be honest. What do you think, Pat?
Yeah. I think they were pretty decent. Yeah, especially how far we got. We didn't obviously extract, but
yeah, we got about as far as inside the Dark Zone. Didn't get the antivirals. Like, I think that's about as far as we ever got in the game.
Mm.
But we had some pretty fun times. We played with one of our viewers, and then you later on played with Terry, who's in the stream right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think our times weren't really the most interesting to talk about. I think it was just a lot of times we just died and got downed all the time. But I think you have a small story that happened with you and Terry, if you'd like to talk about that at all.
Yeah. So we're playing in a spot, whatever. We're going so well. We had a lot of shit to extract, and we got up to the point where I just needed a flare gun. That's the only thing I haven't crafted, but Terry did. So we're in the Dark Zone. We take out all the hunters. It was fucking intense. Like, trust me. How intense was it, Terry? Seriously, it was getting crazy.
It was on a PvE server, 6 players versus 6 hunters.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was getting so intense.
Originally, it was only him and I versus 2 hunters. Then 4 people showed up. Then 4 other hunters showed up, basically.
Yeah, so pretty much, yeah. So that happened, and then we finally took him out, and then we caught in the extraction, and then everyone starts going in, and then all of a sudden we didn't realize that it was only 4. I think it was 4 per extraction you could take out.
Mm-hmm.
And then before I knew it, Terry's extracted. I missed out, unfortunately, and then.
So you were just left behind without a flare gun, and you were stuck there.
Without a flare gun. Thankfully, I had other people there with me. I actually had other players still in the Dark Zone with me. So what I did was I ran back to a hideout. I couldn't get a flare gun because I didn't have enough materials. So I'm like, oh shit! So I ran back to the extraction point, and the guy with me had a flare gun, so he calls it in. I'm like, okay, good, yes, I can, get out of here. Maybe I can get it in time. And by the moment my character died, there was about 40 seconds left before the helicopter came. So if I had that extra 1 minute of life, I probably could have extracted my gear out. But like I said, yeah, unfortunately, my character's life expectancy, he didn't survive in time for the extraction. So.
Oh.
You died from, what was it, like sepsis? Because you cut your arm on a rusty nail.
It was literally like I said, the moment I died, I had like 30 to 40 seconds left in the bloody before the helicopter came down, before I could have successfully extracted. But
out of anything that could have killed you in the show, in the game, you died of a rusty nail. You could have gotten killed by an axe from a hunter. You could have gotten killed by another player.
Well,
if you're in PvP.
what's actually funny is that once we took out all those hunters, when I came back to the extraction, there was actually 2 waiting there, and we took them out. So thankfully there wasn't more than that, because I was expecting there to be more.
Mm-hmm.
But thankfully, like I said, there was none. There was only 2 there. We took them out, but then obviously, like I said, the whole timer went down on me, and yeah.
Yeah. So Terry, do you have any stories that you'd like to share about survival at all?
Nothing too much. The only big one was with Patrick, really.
Yeah. What do you think about it so far, though?
What do you think of survival?
Yeah.
I think it's good where it is. Like leave where it is, but add maybe like a hardcore mode where other YouTubers were talking about, like like make the cold more
More harsh. Yeah.
Make canned food and energy bars not heal you over
Yeah.
time, like a med kit.
Make
and
like
so
food
on
and
so
water.
on.
Make food and water like eventually just not help you as much as it already does. Like, because it make it not just handicap you, but make it actually hurt you.
Yeah, basically.
That'd be actually pretty cool. But yeah, so that was pretty fun. So, I know Matt. Wait, what? I'm reading over the show notes, guys. Sorry. If any guest hosts are on, their experience with the full release of Survival, Dave, you have a story you mentioned to us in our group chat earlier. If you'd like to talk about it.
Yep. After so many days of attempting survival, crafting hiding materials, getting in there, had pretty much all the resources I needed, but not being successful. This morning I went around outside the dark zone, couldn't get any materials to create weapons. Got everything else, food, water, some blue items for armor, etc. I just thought, and I managed to actually get enough materials to craft my antiviral masks. So I thought, okay, I'll just go straight for the dark zone, plenty of time. Had plenty of medicine as well, just holding off the disease. Got in the dark zone, thought I would be lucky enough, or, be reasonable to get enough materials to create weapons. I had still no more materials to create weapons. I was hunting around, dodging different enemy NPC groups, and it came to a point where I had to go and extract, so I went up north, extracted there with only a green pistol is all I had.
Oh boy.
Got to do it. Just go for broke.
That's brave.
And,
That's really brave. That's a death sentence in my book.
Pretty much. Hunter took me out in like 4 seconds.
Well, there's other words that could be applied.
Yeah, this is true.
Stupid. But I thought, yeah, okay, I'm gone. I was about to exit, then just this random player came out of nowhere, revived me, helped me kill my hunter, then I helped him kill his hunter, and then
With your green pistol.
Yep.
Somehow you broke all odds and did that.
Literally putting my 2 cents in almost. Yeah, successfully extracted both of us with half a dozen caches each, and yeah, it was a very surprising but successful round of survival.
You should share that story on the Division's Reddit, and you'll probably be praised, or they just won't believe you.
You know what? Actually, I wanted to actually ask so far, everyone. Have you guys gotten anything good out of survival caches, like any particular weapons?
Oh yeah, I got the Tommy gun.
Definitely.
Got the
Yeah.
Gotten some great gear. Got what is that? The MG5.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
The new LMG.
Yeah.
Got a good one of those. Got some. Yeah, I've gotten some great weapons, great gear.
Yeah, I actually got the Tommy gun out of it, but it wasn't a 229 even. It was a 182.
Whoa.
I got the shit stick of the Tommy guns.
Yeah. It's alright. I think I can't remember. I got 2 UMPs, the MG5, one of the Rhinos. I actually got I
Oh
bought
yeah.
the FAMAS. I bought the FAMAS from the Meat Locker. Because that was available for purchase. It cost a lot of credits though. I had to sell so much stuff out of
Was
my.
it Phoenix credits or normal credits?
No, it's
Sorry, normal
like
credits.
1.8 million regular credits,
What the
but it gives you
fuck?
like it gives you a godlike roll on it with godlike damage roll on it too.
That'd be
Yeah.
good. That'd be obviously worth, because a normal cash costs like 300,000 normal credits nowadays. I think
Somewhere around there.
350 actually. It's
I've
like
got like 13 million, so I'm like, oh, okay, yeah,
I have, like-
I'd sink a million, 1.5 into that.
I have
yeah.
like I have less than 1 million. I think I need
Yeah,
I need
and,
to severely play more.
I did some HVTs yesterday with Beta, and I actually got dropped another. I think it's a Stunner's Rhino and something else. I got like 2 survival weapons dropped from that as well, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Punk Poet says normal credits are way too easy to come by, which I agree. You can get
Oh,
them
yeah.
supremely easy.
Well, when you can, pick up gear so much more easily since 1.4,
You can just sell it.
and then after like a survival run, just kind of go through and be like, okay, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that. Just V. On PC, you just hit V to mark as junk, and then you just go to the vendor and say, I want to sell all my junk. And just with a couple key strokes, boom, it's all gone, and you've got 1 million credits or something.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do some severe grinding. I have like so many gear set items that I don't need, like a bunch of 182s and 229s that I need to sell. So, and a couple 204s. So, I'm probably just gonna go on a spree and just get about 2 or 3 million credits out of those.
Yes.
Yeah, I started to do that as well. I had like so many 182s and 206s and shit. Like, it was like, how the hell do I still have this stuff?
I'm just like one of those
Yeah.
people that's like, but I want to get the full gear set. Maybe that'll be cool. And
Well,
I'm like, wait,
I
I don't.
actually got,
I'm not a support build. What am I doing?
Speaking of all the new gear sets, I actually got one of them. I actually got through HVT as well. I think it's the D3. Beta, what's it called?
Defense.
Yeah, it's
D3
D3
Yeah,
FNC.
yes, I got that through HVT last night. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
That's nice. Did any of you get the Rhino pistol yet?
Yeah, I got 2 of
Oh,
them.
dude, I got
man.
the snub nose and I got a rhino.
Does it have
Rhino
like
special.
extreme kickback or anything?
Yes.
It's like
Yeah, that thing.
Dude.
Oh,
crosshair
is
goes to the top of
beefy.
the screen.
I don't know if it's me, but I feel like it's weak. I don't feel like it's as good as I thought it would be.
Hey, at
well, I'll
least
tell you,
better
I've
than
got,
the
I've had the
revolver.
rhino for a while, but I haven't used it that much yet. So you could be right.
I think the
Yeah.
I think the X45 pistol is a little bit better. Does more damage at least.
I
when
have
use it.
I have a really good X45.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
a lot of people use the PX4 Storm much anymore, but my friend said he got a pretty good roll on one like a while back. But it just feels too light. I don't like it. All right, so does anybody else have any other experiences on survival they'd like to share today, except for
Matt?
Matt's strategy, which we'll talk about. Actually, you can talk about that right now if you want to. I can show
Yeah,
the
let's-
video.
let's
I can
get
show
into
the
it.
video right after that.
Okay. Well, I I had a similar experience to Pat, where me and a buddy were playing survival, and after working our way from the edge of the map, scavenging and fighting to get to the dark zone. We got to the dark zone. We got our antivirals. We crafted a flare gun, but the time was getting real short, and then we tried to extract and killed our hunters. Then like 4 more guys run in, and we had to help them kill their hunters. And then they all pile into the helicopter and take off. And I had like 2 or 3 minutes left, so there just was not enough time for the next helicopter to come, and I died.
Yeah.
Now, the very first time I played survival, when they announced the PTS, what was that, on a Monday, I think?
I think so, because it was the state of the game. I think.
Oh wait, well, what I think it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a Monday.
It was early morning.
And it was it was early morning, and I just happened to be up, and I turned on Twitch and I tuned in, and I was like, oh my gosh! So I fired up UPlay, downloaded it, and played a survival round that morning, and was just playing by myself because I don't know if anybody else was up. It was
I
early.
think it was just like Eric's and Marcus style and you on there.
Yeah, and so my first time playing it was solo though. I wasn't teamed up with anyone. And so once it came out, I was teaming up with people, and we were having some good times. But I kept wanting to do it. I was like, that first time I played was intense because like I was just learning the whole thing. I was scavenging. I got into the dark zone, and then I took on some NPCs I shouldn't have. I was still too squishy, and got taken out. But that experience, I was like, you know what? I want to try. I want to do a solo survival.
That's what I started doing.
Yeah, and
Like,
so I was doing
it's
that.
Scary.
It is. It's intense because you're like you do have no backup. You
Exactly.
go down, you might not get up.
That's why I stock
And
up
so-
on med kits.
Yes. And so from my one experience where it took too long, the sickness got me before I could extract, and then from trying the solo survival, I was looking up strategies, and I found this one that I started using that is really interesting. Basically, he says, look, don't worry about scavenging right at the beginning. He's like, what you need to do is you need to get in close to the dark zone and do a little bit of scavenging there, but you only want to do enough scavenging to get your clothing up to where you can withstand negative 17 Celsius, negative 17 degrees Celsius.
Because that's what the lowest is in the dark zone, I think.
Yeah.
And after
Or-
that,
yeah.
there's just you don't need any protection.
Like you could get more, but
but you don't need it.
to.
because
Because you got to get at least this much clothing protection, and you have to get enough materials to craft the virus filter and the advanced virus filter.
yeah,
And it
so
says,
you can get
once
the
you have that,
contaminated
get over the
virus.
wall.
Ooh,
And I'm going like, what? Like, you don't even worry about a gun?
like
He's
green
like, no,
pistol,
just get over the wall. Yeah, green pistol. Yeah,
Who would do that?
Is it sounding familiar?
like Dave did. He was fine.
If Dave did it, you can do it. No. No, but he says, just get that stuff. Get over the wall. And he says, now listen, I know you're going like, what? Like, don't get guns? Or he's like, no, get over the wall. Because once you get into the dark zone, all the materials you get are going to be gold materials. Plus, you can find division tech. And division tech you can craft into anything. So he's like, just give her the... And he's like, look, since you'll have the advanced virus filter, go find the contaminated areas. And in those contaminated areas, you're going to have a lot of red enemies that you can take out relatively easily, even if all you have is a pistol. He's like, so take them on, find division tech, and you'll find gear as well. They'll drop gear as well. But everything that drops in the dark zone is so much better than what you're going to find outside. So that if you do this, you can get into the dark zone faster, and then once you're in the dark zone, you're going to gear up faster, and it leaves you a lot more time to gear up however you want to gear up before you extract. Like if you want to have all golds, go for it. You can do that.
Like all gold, everything, like armor and
guns,
Ooh.
knee pads, backpack, whatever. Everything. And the first time I was hearing about that, I was like, okay, this is a totally different way to think about survival. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to try it. Because A, I know time is a factor.
Yeah.
Having had this heartbreaking experience. And B, I was like, this, this last weekend, I was doing solo survival. And it just,
it's so scary.
it's fun. It was fun, but it got to a point where I'm like, man, I feel like a little bit like I'm banging my head against the wall. So I started trying this other strategy, and man, it was so cool. For a couple different reasons. A, because it was kind of turning the survival experience into something new all over again.
Yeah.
Just playing it a different way. And B, like you weren't having that frustration of like coming across areas where you're like, oh shoot, I'm here, but all the stuff has been looted already. You're coming across that much less because you're first.
Because nobody's been there yet. They're all on the
Nobody's
outskirts.
been there. Yeah,
They're
everyone's
running
still
from
working
safe
their
house
way
to
in.
safe house getting green fabric, and you're like, I'm getting that gold, baby.
That's right. So it's a very different way to play, but it's very interesting. I'd say try it.
I think
Yeah.
Patrick and I, or anybody that wants to play on Xbox, should try that next week.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
We could play it on stream and test
Yeah.
that out. But yeah, thank you for sharing that, man. I think a lot of people will find that of great use out in the DZ, or at least whoever is listening. All how many people are watching right now? 7 of them. Oh, I miss the old days of old numbers, but oh man,
It'll come back.
it'll come
Hey,
back eventually. Got
Before we go to the next topic,
Yeah.
I got some little tips that might help players here and there
of
about
course.
survival. Remember, every piece you pick up when it comes to materials, gear, clothing, they are placed there no matter what happens. So if you get that, and you go to, let's say you finish your game, and you want to play another survival game the next day or the same day,
Mhm.
that piece of clothing, gear, consumable will be at the same place as how it was. There's no mix of variation.
Yeah.
So like
That's true, and I have seen them say on the Reddit thread that, or on the Reddit, that they should change that up. That they should randomize it.
Then what also I'm trying to say too is about the strategy about going to the dark zone. If that isn't your strategy, you can always study the map, rooftops, contaminated zones,
Yeah,
sewers,
they got those chests.
sewers, and all those like places will have good gear, just as good as a helicopter crash. If you don't want to go towards there, if you're doing PvP.
I managed to find a pink LMG just on a random rooftop on a chest and like a level 21 jacket, like for armor rating, like for weather rating. I'm like, what the fuck?
Nice.
That's kind of what put me ahead of Patrick and the other guy that we were playing with last week. So I was just running around, being able to run outside for like twice as long as they were, and they're just like, "Dude, what the fuck?" They're like, "Stand by the fire, you're gonna die." I'm like, I'm like more than halfway fine. I'll be all right. All right. So WR Finger says opinions of best place to extract and strats for killing hunters.
DZ2 hands down.
Yeah, stairwell. He says
I would say two or three.
2 or
You don't
3.
want to extract. You don't want to extract at 5. It's
Yeah,
way risky.
No.
Not 5.
All I know, one thing I recommend that you don't do in the dark zone is do not go to Bright Park. I went there last night with a fellow gamer to extract, and yeah, it didn't work out.
Are you talking
No,
about just
thanks.
normal DZ or survival DZ?
Just both in general, I'd say.
Bryant Park is a fuckfest. You'll get screwed from all directions, so
Yep.
would not recommend it.
They will go. I remember during our survival extraction, I called it in, and then all these hunters surrounding us.
Mhm.
We couldn't get out.
Man, the first time I saw hunters, like even though you know you're getting near one, you just see your stuff start glitching out, and it glitches out in a different way than like a like I call them a EDM machine in Underground. The things that go like boom, boom, boom. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like different than that. It just feels different, like even more different than you're entering the dark zone. It feels scary almost because they have their own theme music to them as well. And when you
I
when
couldn't
I
see them in the main game.
Oh,
So-
when I ran up to one and the first time, I thought it was just another player like playing PvE, and then all of a sudden I'm dead and they axed me in the back. I'm like, what the shit?
Oi.
Yes.
They're so freaking. They just run and do the rolls and stuff like an actual player would in the DZ. It
Yeah,
kind of makes
you know
me.
what would be cool though,
Hmm.
is if they added the cutscene when you first enter it, and then they walk up to you slowly, and then they got the watchers in the back,
Yeah.
and you're looking at each other, and then that's when you start fighting each other in the dark zone. That would have been like pretty cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
You know, something that I was kind of hoping for, but that they didn't really do in the game, and nobody's really talking about is, if you recall, I think it was patch 1.3 is when they began doing the Dark Zone supply drops.
Yeah.
And if you remember the things that Faye Lau says to you when you're in the checkpoint, she's like, "Hey, there's these supply drops happening in the Dark Zone, and there's shade tech. So you got to get in there. You got to keep this out of the hands of these other factions, you know." And these hunters that are showing up, I'm going like, man, I wish they had connected it somehow more directly story-wise in survival that the hunters are, because these are guys that have got their hands on that shade tech from the supply drops.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's the people that get it before you do.
Yeah.
So that would
I
actually
do
make
wish that they
sense.
had more story in it, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
hoping.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but when you drop into the dark zone, at pretty much all the entrances, they'll have a guy there that's obviously been killed by a hunter.
They're just like Patrick took a picture of that one guy that was like had an axe in his body and he was stuck to a wall or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, this wasn't here the last time I was in the dark zone.
Ew.
It's a lot creepier when you go in there in survival because you know that the hunters even could just be roaming around from a past extraction or something.
Yes.
And
Well, I
that-
mean, at least when you kill them, they don't respawn again.
Yeah.
That's,
that's good, unless you extract or something.
yeah.
Wait, makes me wonder if you start an extraction and a hunter comes and then you say fuck this extraction, you go to a different area, will it spawn another one?
No, it won't.
Ooh, so you can just like
Which is
one and sprint the hell away.
yeah, yeah, you could. I haven't tried that yet. Actually, I've always tried to kill my hunter, but I know others have.
It's kind of a strategy we should test out also if we manage to get to the extraction area,
Yeah.
which I bet we will. But alrighty, where were we? Any added features or modes or anything else to make survival better?
Hardcore.
Yes.
yeah. I definitely agree with that.
Take away the waypoint markers. Take away the HUD in general. Take away the
Um,
crosshairs.
I think the timer for your being cold should be higher. I think as you get cold too quick.
In the beginning you do, but later on, once you have a higher temperature resistance, it's like 5 minutes you can be out there and you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it gets way too quick. Like, I mean, like Evan knows, I always make this reference to Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, for
because
endurance
they- yeah, because they made this mode pretty much before the Division even came out. They released it before it even came out, and there's so much in Rise of the Tomb Raider that I think Division can use. Like, it has a better warm-up system, like in terms of how quick you get cold, stuff you can eat. Like, it gets more gritty. Like in Tomb Raider, I know you don't have energy bars and stuff, but I mean, how cool would it be if they went full out and they had like you can hunt other things to eat, like animals or
Rats.
or if you went
That's the only
or if you-
animals in New York, man.
or
Rats
or
and
if you
dogs
went
and
to-
pigeons.
Yeah, there you go.
I reckon they should let you go into, instead of always grabbing food and medicine and drinks from the chest, you can always go into the little stores like the coffee shops,
And kind of
that-
pull a E3 2013 and grab the bottle right off the desk.
Yeah,
or something.
exactly. Yes.
Yeah,
That
That'd be
would've
pretty
been-
cool. What
that would've been
I kind of
fun.
like for vending machines, your character just like hits the machine and takes it out of the bottle.
Yes.
That was
And
a
there's
cool
like-
new animation.
And there was only one in there too. It's like, where's the other one?
I want more, man.
more.
It's like, oh, so this
Um,
broken one to the left of me is it's not going to work, but the one to the right of me that's a little bit less broken will work just fine by just tapping it with my hand.
Yeah. No, I think something like that. I hope they can add in the future. Because you never know how they'll update survival. Because
Yeah.
obviously it just
And
came out.
Especially since they're working on Last Stand now for the last year one DLC, which possibly might come out next month in PTS. Who knows? Because
Too early. I think
yeah,
it's
it's
honestly
too early.
too early. I don't think there'll be anything else out this year. I think survival is going to end the year, and then you won't see anything about the last until probably March, I would say.
Yeah, but even with March, Wildlands will be coming out, and everybody's going to be obsessed with that.
No, I know, but I still think they're going to try to space it as much as they can. I mean, look at how Rainbow Six Siege did it. They did a
Yeah,
full
they got-
season pass.
They just got announced for a year 2 season pass today.
Yeah, that's right. They just released a year 2 season pass for the game, and that starts in February.
Four more expansions, 8 new operators, a bunch of new weapons and skins, and a bunch of other
Yeah.
stuff.
But I think we won't see anything from the division until March. That's probably when they'll probably do something for Last Stand, and then probably 2 months later after that, we'll see a second season pass.
I'm gonna guess-
If they decide to do that.
Let me look up. When did Underground come out? Because I know it was shown off at E3.
July, June?
Hold on. Release date.
That sounds about right.
Underground came out. It says confirmed that the Division Underground would arrive for Xbox One and PC owners on June 28th. So yeah, it came out about.
And then it came out August 2nd on PS4. I remember.
So it came out about about 5 months ago. So yeah, that would make sense if the last expansion will take a while. But remember, they put off Survival for about a month or two, or around there, to work on the game to actually release 1.4 and eventually 1.5.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you think about it now though, with 1.4 is now that's out, it's fixed a lot of stuff. 1.5 is out, fixed everything as well. New expansions out.
Yep.
Now the player base is now back to what it was at launch.
Yeah,
they were talking about that recently.
On Steam, it's about 20,000, 15 to 20,000 concurrent players.
Yeah, so I think the state of the game right now is really, really good
It's
compared
looking
to
up from here.
Yeah, exactly. So I hopefully they won't have to go through what they did with 1.4. Hopefully from now until the last end is going to be a smooth experience. They're not going to have to delay anything anymore.
Yeah.
And who knows? I mean, we got Christmas coming up in about exactly 24 days, at least on my end here.
Yeah, for me it's in about 25.
And who knows? They might have some things coming up, events. They want to do that for a while and then focus on the next one, because they did promise a lot of free content. Remember that?
Yeah, because of monthly content drops and whatnot.
Yeah, and so far, from what I can gather, the only free content they've really released is, I think it was the incursions and like the first two.
Yeah, they said that. They said that for 1.1 and 1.2, the incursions would be just free updates in the Year 1 trailer, and then after that, they just said it would be Underground, Survival, and Last Stand.
Yeah.
And I find it funny how they name it the Year 1 trailer, which kind of hints at them continuing.
Oh, yeah. I think, honestly, I feel like that's going to be the new thing that at least Ubisoft do, where they release, instead of making a game every year, they're just going to release content to add on to it, which is, I think, what a lot of games should do. Like, someone who's a sports fan myself, who plays all these sports games, instead of releasing a new title every year with new players, just add content, updating, or update the rosters, whatever. And I think that's what they're doing with these games. Like, instead of releasing a second Rainbow Six game, for example, they're releasing just a second season pass.
Just a bunch of new content to make the game huge, like with Destiny.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
Because Destiny did their first two expansions in the first year, then they did The Taken King, and then they did Rise of Iron, and I think Destiny 2 is coming out soon, so I think they're done making DLC for Destiny 1.
Yeah, and I think that's what they're going to do with the Division. They're going to release Last Stand, and then they're going to probably do one more year after that, and then that's probably when you'll see Division 2.
Oh, man, Division 2. Ooh, it'll be on Xbox Scorpio, I hope.
Oh, man.
Oh, well, I mean, Scorpio's scheduled for, I think, August next year, so...
Will it look like E3 2013? I can dream.
One thing I wonder is when they do release Division 2 is what city they'll pick.
Ooh, maybe they'll actually get a
What city has Ubisoft not done yet? Seattle?
No, they might actually do another continent, like
Does it have
since
to be a city?
yeah, it could be Europe, it could be Australia, it could be anywhere.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's true. Let's not forget. There's rumors Far Cry is supposed to be in Australia.
Mm-hmm. I know. Forza Horizon 3 was just in Australia. WR Finger says, "This gives me hope for a story expansion. Raids. I think raids are just incursions, right? No, those are more like dungeons.
No.
No.
Incursions are pretty much raids, aren't they?
One of my buddies, in fact, one of the guys that went to Sweden with me, strongly suspects, and I tend to agree with him because he's been right about some other stuff, that Last Stand is basically going to be
a new expansion.
Some kind of raid. No, it's going to be some kind of raid where you're going to need not just 2 or a 4-man team, but you're going to need like 4 4-man teams or something.
Oh, wow.
So maybe they'll actually end the story of New York then.
Yeah.
Because of the title, like they say, okay, this like the title says, this is our last stand. We got to take back New York finally. We did it in the main story, but we still have a lot of work to do.
And
Yeah, this is
it shows
total
like
push.
it shows like a skull on the Statue of Liberty too, which is kind of, and the skull is the international symbol for death. So
Mm-hmm.
so that'd be pretty cool. Lethal Shadow, aka Nick, says do Chicago. They've done Chicago, Nick, already. It's Watch Dogs, man.
Yeah.
And we saw how that one went. So
You know, the idea that was occurring to me just now, and this is probably.
I think Patrick's having problems right now.
Uh-oh.
is he? What's going on? Oh, it says hold on while we try to get the call back.
Oh, shoot.
Can you guys still hear me?
I can hear
Yeah, I
you.
can hear you.
Okay. Can David still hear us?
Yep.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
it says his laptop died.
oh, well, rest in pieces. So what were you saying?
I guess Patrick got left behind like the extraction. Sorry, man.
Again.
Left behind again.
And there
Quick,
is
craft another
four-
flare gun, quick.
there's 4 of us in the Skype call now. So that would make
Well,
sense.
let me just say one thing, and then I need to kind of get going.
Yeah, of course, man.
But the idea I was just having was, you know, because we were just saying, the Division 2, like that'll be crazy. And we're saying, well, what city will that be in? And the idea I was having is like, well, since we're doing cities now in these games, in these open world games like Division and Watch Dogs and so on and so forth, maybe Division 2, you take on the role of an agent or somebody who's actually going between cities or something,
So you're kind
trying
of
to
like
track
small
down.
towns or something.
Well, I don't know. You know,
Or
maybe
like just a
maybe you go to
country.
New York, maybe you go to San Francisco, and maybe you're going all over the place trying to track down the clues and figure out who
did it?
you know, what's the end game here, and who was behind Amherst and
Keener and all
pulling
that.
the string. Yeah, you know, something like that. Just to, you know, I was like, well, what would be the next level? You know, if you're going to do Division 2, and it's a few years from now, what's going to be the next level? You know, where are computers going to be at that point? What's going to be the next generation? I was like, well, maybe it's not just going to be one city anymore.
Yeah, you could like find a way to travel between 2 or 3 cities within just a game area.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they do that because like
I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, they'd have to
only-
find some way to generate these cities and put all the debris and everything in them like they have very quickly.
I was going to say, is the only city probably similar to New York would probably be Japan because it's on an island, right?
yeah, like Tokyo, that'd be pretty cool.
Mm,
Like if
yeah.
any of you've seen the live action movie Resident Evil Apocalypse, there's kind of a scene in like a post-apocalyptic Tokyo where there's a guy that snipes a zombie in the head, and it actually kind of looked somewhat Division-ish because there was snow on the ground. And I'm like, ooh, if they did Tokyo, that'd be cool.
Yeah, man.
It'd be pretty cool if you could do like find a way to implement vehicles into the new map as well.
Yeah.
Maybe a bike, because we needed a bike in the beginning.
There's bicycles all over the place in the Division. You
Yeah.
can't ride them though. But yeah, Matt, if you gotta hop off, man, it was great having you here.
Yeah, great being here, guys. Thanks for having me. And I will be seeing you guys in the Dark Zone.
Yeah, man, we'll see you around. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks,
Gotcha.
Matt.
Alrighty, so.
Even Matt, I'll probably have to head off too.
Oh, sure, of course, Dave.
Apologies.
Yeah, we're gonna move on to a different topic.
I'll stay on.
Yeah,
That's
of
for
course.
sure.
WR Finger says, did you guys ever... Wait, hold on, let me read that. Did you guys ever see the stream with the environment artist? Snowdrop. Yeah, Snowdrop is amazing. Yeah, I saw them do the stream with all the little details they've implemented, like they put in the rocks and all that. And, oh yeah, because, yeah, Tokyo wouldn't have an agency because it would be, it's not part of Directive 51 with the U.S.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Well, if they want to, they can actually I guess it wouldn't be part of Directive 51, but they can also
Would their
like,
Isaac bricks be triangles
like
instead of
they could have
circles?
agents all over the world, right? But not part of Directive 51. Like in a sense,
Yeah.
like what real life military special forces do. Like they, put different, like for example, Canada puts like agents, special force agents on different, continents in the world actually. But like in a sense, what for sleeper agents or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, sleeper agents would be for the U.S. and all that. But let's see here. What is Doing other cities might not be as hard as the second time around. Yeah, because they already have the Snowdrop engine figured out now. They've been working with it for about 4 or 5 years now. So if they keep expanding on it, they can definitely make a even better city for the Division 2. Like, think of Watch Dogs 1, and think of how Watch Dogs 2 improved compared to that.
Yeah, well, hopefully it doesn't come down to the Watch Dogs
Syndrome.
downgrade.
Hey, I feel the Division wasn't. They took a guess. They took a leap, thinking how powerful Xbox Ones and PS4s would be, and they were a little bit shy.
True enough, true enough.
Yeah, but all right. So I think I'm just gonna skip Eric's video for today, because he was just showing off some notable locations. But I can also just post that on Twitter if you guys are interested at all whatsoever. But for now, we have a fan Q&A if you guys would like to find out at all. If you would like to add... Sorry, I cannot talk today. If you'd like to ask any questions to us about anything about the show or about the game or about our opinions on anything, if you care, type it in chat right now, and I'll be sure to answer that for you as quickly as possible. I'm just re-adding Patrick back to the call.
Oh, what I was trying before about survival was one thing I'm also a little bothered by since it's survival. And let's say you get yourself like an LMG, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get 1,000 bullets.
I carried 2 of those at one time. It was beautiful.
And
I found 2 pink ones.
I feel like they should nerf it a tiny bit, not too much, but also give like if they nerf it, to give the player a choice to craft bullets.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like, you have very limited ammo, but that would mean they'd have to, like, turn down time to kill a lot. Because if you have, like, say, 200 rounds in your whole character for one gun, that means, like, it would have to take at least less than 1 clip to kill an enemy.
Yeah, then you have to consider what weapon you're using. Like, if
Yeah.
you're using LMG, you have to use more bullets. But if you're using a sniper and shotgun, they
Takes
do a lot more
like
damage.
3 or 4 hits.
Because players don't have a lot of armor in survival because they start from like basically like 5 to 10%. They have to build up to maybe 50% like from end game of survival. And sniper rifles do like if you're using a bolt action, it's 100k damage to the head, and shotguns just do massive amount of damage either way.
Mm-hmm. All right, Patrick just messaged me saying sorry his laptop died. He's relogging in. I'm just going to recall him, and we'll see what's going on. Are there any questions in chat? Terry, can you read chat on there?
No, I can't. I'm on my
Oh no, dang it.
I like you're on Twitch. I'm still like,
Yeah.
you know the blue screen on Skype. That's where I am right now.
Oh man. Yeah, it doesn't look like we have any questions. So I re-added Patrick, and I think he's back in. You here, Patrick?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So
You got his flare gun.
he got his flare gun finally. You're finally in the chopper. Dave and Matthew fell out of it though. So they're not online anymore. They had to go do personal things. So
Okay.
I think with that we can do the announcement of episode 1 on here for our new podcast, which is going to be, as I currently know, the first ever podcast for Ghost Recon Wildlands, an open world shooter, much more tactical than Division, not much as RPG MMO based, but it's an insane game. Okay, Nick finally asked a question. Do you think Destiny is a better game than Division?
I can't answer that because I've never really played Destiny at all.
I can say Destiny's a good game, but I cannot compare it to the Division one bit. I just can't compare it whatsoever. So yeah, guys, for episode 1 of Intel from the Wildlands, that is our show that I announced early on a little trailer that I did for re-announcing episodes of Dark Winter Radio as well. I said it would be coming out early 2016 or no, late 2016, early 2017. And can I get a drum roll, please, for that? Alrighty, guys. So episode 1 of Intel from the Wild, coming December 21st of 2016. So I hope you guys. So I hope you guys will enjoy that. We're going to be doing dual streams straight away right after Dark Winter Radio. We'll be doing a episode of Intel from the Wildlands. Like literally moments after, we'll be switching over to it. We won't be stopping a stream or anything. Well, I might stop it and turn it back on just to help me export it to YouTube because I'm lazy. So, but yeah, Intel from the Wildlands, episode 1 coming December 21st. Got the picture on the screen right there for you guys. And it'll be pretty sick. It'll be pretty fun. It'll be a whole new experience with a whole new game that we've never focused on before. And I hope you guys will enjoy it. And with that, I think it's been a pretty successful episode today. It's been about 50 minutes, about 51 minutes so far we've been streaming for. Do you guys have any more topics you'd like to discuss about survival at all before we head out?
No, not really. Just overall, it's been a great expansion so far. Hope it keeps improving, and all that. I do want to also say that hopefully, I'm just waiting on some final confirmations, but we'll be doing some giveaways soon.
Yep, we're gonna be doing some giveaways real soon.
Based
Hooray!
on the division,
Yeah.
and hopefully, if we can get in contact with some of the Ghost Recon staff, some stuff for that too.
And we also have a possibility of getting a community manager for the division from Ubisoft Massive on the stream in a week or so.
Hopefully, yes.
Hopefully.
I'm in current discussions with that. It's all worked out. We just have to wait for some paperwork and stuff that he has to fill in. And then we can schedule a date for them to come in for the podcast. Hopefully, probably not this year's episodes, maybe next year starting, maybe.
Yeah, so they can get involved with the Wildlands podcast if they're a part of the Wildlands dev team.
Well, I mean, they used to be a star player, and they were actually a star player for Ghost Recon, so...
Oh, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So
their name's actually in the trailer, too.
He probably knows a lot. Alrighty, guys.
Their name is in the, it was in the first trailer they released for Ghost Recon, too.
Oh, yeah, shit, I forgot about that. He was on the... If you guys look at the first trailer for Ghost Recon Wildlands and look on the wooden carving board when the knife is there and the blood is flowing down, that cinematic part, you'll see a name scratched in there. That could be one of our guests on a future episode. But yeah, I believe Survival has completely revamped the game. Everybody's saying, like, on videos on YouTube that the Division is good now on all these news sites and whatnot. And
it's possible.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy seeing the game have a successful comeback with this expansion. It's like Underground was good to keep people busy for about a couple of weeks, but then that died. But Survival, like I said, it brings the people that play like H1Z1 and whatnot into the gaming industry on the Division, and I think it'll improve the game tenfold. Especially if they keep adding more features and more weapons and more gear sets and more everything just to get.
Lethal Shadow, hey, that's last
And not overpowered
awesome,
stuff.
Dude. Yeah. Well, hopefully you can join us, Lethal Shadow, for our first episode of Intel from the Wildlands.
Yeah, we'd love to see you on there, man.
Yeah, hopefully we can gain some more people, and also that's when the AC movie releases. Well, lucky for you guys, because the AC movie doesn't come out till New Year's Day for us in Australia, but
yeah, for us it comes out December 21st.
I have a free ticket to the movies, and I'm going to use it for that.
Oh, you lucky, because you work at that one place.
I have a free ticket, and I just got some more free tickets recently for another movie that I'm going to watch this week, hopefully. So.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, I hope so. Next, I want to also announce next week's stream, if it goes along, we'll be streaming the Division. I think this time we won't be doing a podcast.
Yeah, next week's stream, there might be a podcast, might not be, depends on if there's a information blowout or a really popular state of the game or anything. But next week, if not, it'll most likely just be a normal stream that will play some Survival with Patrick and me and Terry if he wants to join in as well.
Yeah, because like Evan said, yeah, our Intel podcast debuts in about 20 days.
Yep.
So I think from now to then we'll see how we go. We might do another podcast. If not, we'll just do some streams of the game just to kind of lead up to get ready.
Mm-hmm. And especially since there's a beta for Wildlands coming soon, you can expect a stream for that when that is happening. And even if it's like a short beta, if it's on a weekend, we'll do a weekend stream. We'll go off the schedule just because it's needed.
Of course, yeah, that's right. And also, I just want to quickly also announce all of our content here that you find on Twitch. Obviously, you can find it on iTunes. What else are we on podcast wise, like audio wise?
We have an RSS feed. If you just go onto any podcast site that hosts RSS feeds and look up Dark Winter Radio, you'll see us on there. We are on iTunes. We are also on YouTube. I extract any and all of the video streams from Twitch onto our YouTube channel, Dark Winter Radio. I also post a lot of updates on Twitter, so if you missed out on any casts, I'll post the link to the iTunes page and to the YouTube videos on Twitter as well. And we have a Facebook page where I don't post as often. I usually just post like, hey, we're live, or hey, we're going to be live soon on there as well, if you guys want to look at that.
And obviously we're also on Twitter. But I was going to say, we are going to be also currently, we're going to be merging the Division Australia YouTube channel into Dark Winter Radio now. So we're currently in the works for that.
Yep, we're in the works of having a extremely larger audience.
So we're going to be merging that over. So instead of focusing now just on the Division content on the YouTube channel that I run, we're going to be merging it with Dark Winter Radio, and we're going to focus on the podcast and then Division and Ghost Recon as well. So everything's going to be changed. Titles, cover, photos, everything's going to be all revamped. And yeah, that's really about it. Anything you guys want to say before we go?
I just wanted to say it's been a good stream, and I thank you guys for joining in tonight. It was a little bit hectic getting the stream started, but thank you for recovering, Patrick.
Yes, I didn't even realize my damn battery was gonna die.
Oh man,
shit!
It's all right. And thank you, Terry, for joining us as well. It was great to have you, man.
You're welcome.
And we will see you guys next week on here live on twitch.tv/darkwinterradio, and we'll be streaming some survival. We hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you around. Thanks for watching. What?
Also, I was just gonna say, if they want to find us on social media.
Our Twitter links are on the bottom right of the overlay right there. Wolf Cherno, the Division A and Z. But we can also link our channel. We can link our Twitters in the chat if you want to do that, Pat.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find that. But yeah, like I said, you can find me on at the Division A and Z, at Second Time Gamer. Wolf of Churn is Evan is at Wolf of Cherno.
Yep.
We can obviously you can also find us at Dark Winter Radio on Twitter, same as on Facebook. Terry, are you on Twitter?
No, I'm on Xbox. That's about it.
Well,
you can find him on Xbox if you want to
your
add him.
gamer tag is your name on the overlay, so.
Oh, Beta 53.
Yeah, I also just kind of snagged your picture from Facebook because that's the only thing I could find you on. So.
Oh, okay.
Sounds
good.
If it's okay with having your face on there, I could block it out if you want to.
Whatever works. I don't care.
Okay.
Unless if we have creepers in Dark Winter Radio chat, I don't care.
There's no creepers here. If they are, we kill them.
No, it's all good. We have good news here.
Yeah, we got.
All
good
right.
viewers.
Yeah.
All right, we thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next week in post-apocalyptic New York. No, mid-apocalyptic New York. All right, see you guys around.
Peace out, guys.